Oh, hi there. Welcome to Life Unscripted with Coach Kanye. I am Coach Kanye, and today is Travel Sunday, where I'm giving you the tips. We are talking about traveling as a queer Black African woman and what that experience is like. I'm going to be showing you where I am, and how I navigate those spaces as a Black queer African woman. The question I want to answer today is one that a lot of people have been asking me, and that is, how do you feel traveling the world as a Black queer woman? How do you deal with racism, and how do you deal with homophobia? And what I want to add on there is, how do you deal with people's lack of information and kind of understanding about Africa. There's a lot of misconception of what it is like to grow up and be African, and sometimes the rhetoric can be a little bit of a superiority over Africans. Let me explain throughout the video, but for now, please do hit that subscribe button, like my channel, so that you can get notified when I release a new video. So how do I deal with racism, homophobia? Can we call it anti-Africanism? I don't know, maybe I made that up, but I'm going to say and anti-Africanism, maybe sexism as well. How do I deal with all my identities when I'm traveling? And the answer, it might sound simple, it might sound reductive, it might sound untrue, but my answer is I don't. I do not deal with racism. I don't deal with homophobia. I don't deal with anti-Africanism. I also don't deal with sexism when I'm traveling. And the reason for that is those are not my problems. Please, before you argue with me in the comment section, watch the entire video. Homophobia is not my fucking problem because I'm not a homophobe. Homophobia, I'm going to say it one more time. Homophobia is not my problem because I am not a homophobe. If you find out that I am gay and you are mad about me being gay, let me say that one more time because you sound fucking ridiculous. If you find out that I am gay and you are mad that I am gay, how is your anger my problem? I am happily a lesbian. I go to bed at night falling asleep with a big smile on my face thinking, oh my God, how blessed am I to get to be loved by women? How blessed am I to get to love women? I am not a homophobe, so I don't deal with homophobia. And I think you're starting to see where this is going, right? I also don't deal with racism because I am not a racist. I'm not a racist. Why do I have to deal with racism? If you are a racist and you hate me because of this glorious, fabulous, fantastic melanin that runs through my veins, if this blackness offends you so much that you are a racist, how is that my fucking problem? Your racism is your issue. So I don't have to deal with racism because I am not a racist. Anti-Africanism, same thing, I don't deal with it. Your lack of information about Africa, the entire continent, people asking me where in South Africa I'm from. Which country in South Africa are you from? I have a friend that lives in Nigeria. Excuse me, what? Which country in Africa are you from? Because my friend lives in Nigeria. Maybe you can go say hi for me. It's been said. Someone has said that to me before. And that level of ill-informed, that level of lack of curiosity about the world, that's not my problem. I know most of what I need to know about the world. I don't know everything. There are countries in Africa that I don't know. I, to this day, still get shocked when someone mentions a country in Africa and I'm like, oh fuck, I had no idea. But I'll tell you this, I know it's a continent. And I know with my little South African flag here that I am from the southernmost part of that continent. And it is a modern world that is, you know what, the thing about South Africa, what I love about South Africa is we are a modern world that has somehow found a way to keep our culture. We found a way to keep who we are. And I think that goes for a lot of other African countries. When you are in South Africa, you are in Cape Town, you see the buildings, you see what is considered Western culture or whatever. But man, within the cracks of that, it's our dancing, it's our language, it's our food, it's our colors. It's like, you are in South Africa. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think like countries like Indonesia and Bali, they've done such a good job of doing that as well. So listen, how I have protected my emotional space as a queer Black traveler is like, I expect people to be kind at face value. I expect people to be kind. And when I tell you, hear me when I tell you this, I have been traveling for 15 years, okay? And I'm talking about living in countries, going on vacation, visiting them. I am in Peru right now. And 99% of interactions that I have had have been good. I think because I expect them to be good. I expect people to be kind to me because I did nothing wrong to you. Why are you an asshole? And when I meet someone who is an asshole, I don't go, everyone in this country is an asshole. I don't lump everybody in that category. I say that one person who was from that one country treated me in ways that felt asshole-like. But that doesn't ruin my experience of the entire country. Now, this is my opinion, and it's not to take away because there are countries where I haven't traveled to, like Italy. I hear it's racist as shit. I haven't been, so I don't really have an opinion, but I've seen more than 10 creators that are like the top 10 racist countries I've been to, and Italy has always been on that list. Do I want to go to Italy? Fuck yeah. Am I going to go to Italy? Absolutely. You want to invite me? Please. I would love to come. Racism and homophobia are things that bounce off me. Have I experienced them while traveling? Yes. My book, I'm going to link it on here. It's called Traveling While Black and Lesbian. Okay? That's the name of my book. And in my book, I do talk about those moments of racism. Like the time I was in Thailand at the subway. And Thailand remains top of my list when it comes to traveling as a Black queer woman. I felt safe. I remember standing at like crossroad, like the robots or traffic lights. We call them robots in South Africa. I'm like really getting ready to go home. About to cross traffic lights, right? And I remember just standing there making out with my partner. Like, I felt so safe. And yet one of the most racist experiences that I have had was in Thailand. I was at the subway and people were walking through and I had a small suitcase, and this Thai security officer pulls me aside and is like, you were randomly selected. I was like, fuck you for saying, and I remember I didn't say fuck you to her because I would like to not be in a Thai prison, but I did say to her, there are so many people with backpacks, there are so many people with suitcases, and I'm the only one that looks like me with a suitcase. So you're really trying to tell me that you pulled me randomly? Her face turned so red because, oh no, just because I say it's not my issue doesn't mean when I experience it, I'm not going to stand up for myself. Best believe that when I face that shit, I am going to stand up for myself. Because how dare you? How dare you try to treat me differently because I'm Black? Are you jealous? And so I opened it because, again, I don't want to be going to a Thai prison. But I think what she sat with that day was, fuck, she saw right through me. And I did, because as she did it under 10 seconds, she didn't even let me go through. She was like, shoop, 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 and shut it. Because in that moment, I called her out on her racism. But you will never hear me say that everybody in Thailand is racist. I've experienced racism. I've experienced homophobia. In Australia, one of the most modern countries in the world, Australia, Darwin, where I was kicked out with a partner from an apartment because we showed up as a queer couple. And we got kicked out. That one is going to be going in my second Traveling While Black and Lesbian book. And yet, those two people who kicked us out of their home, there are 10 Australians who were so excited to meet us and to hang out with us and to hear our story and to bathe in our love. And they were straight and to be like, oh my God, you all are so cute. But it doesn't remove the fact that we had that experience in Australia. I refuse, okay? I refuse to not travel the world. I refuse to not make this entire planet my home because it is. I refuse to not make it my home because I fear racism and homophobia. The only time I fear that shit is when it becomes violent. Now you want to put hands on me because I'm gay? Let's fight. That's when it affects me. That's when your homophobia affects me, when it becomes violent. It hasn't yet, knock on wood. And I know it has for other people. Don't get me wrong. I know it has for other people. All I'm trying to say to you is, and I hope you hear and you understand what I'm trying to say to you here. There are some things that people experience that have nothing to do with you. People's opinion about my sexuality have nothing to do with me. I love my sexuality. I love it. It is one of the things that make me magical. It is one of the things that make me powerful. People's opinion about the color of my skin is none of my business. I love being black. I love it. I love it so much that I get offended when people tell me they don't see color. I'm like, oh my God, please. Don't you dare not see this. This is what makes me me. See it. Appreciate it. Appreciate the history that comes with it. Appreciate the joy, the pain, all the shit that comes with my blackness. I love being from Africa. I love being African. And people's opinions about me being African have nothing to do. I love my accent. I love the way that I sound when I speak. I love that sometimes I struggle saying a word because I don't know how to say it. That shit makes me happy. Makes me feel cute sometimes. And that goes, I can't help but life coach, okay? I'm sorry. This is supposed to be about traveling, but I can't fucking help it. I'm going to life coach you real quick. That goes about every single thing about your life. People's opinions of you have absolutely nothing to do with you unless you make them have something to do with you. What people think about you is none of your business. It isn't. What is your business, though, is what you think people think about you. I'm going to say that one more time. What is your business is what you think people think about you. Because how do you even know? And the reason I'm saying that is your problem is because that thought is a reflection of what you think about you. You are reflecting your own thoughts about yourself. You are reflecting your own limitations about yourself onto other people. And you say, that is what they think about me. Until they tell me what they think about me, I don't give a fuck. I don't. It's none of my business. And so that is That is how I want to end this video today. If you are wanting to travel this world and you can, and you have the resources and you want to save, like, please stick around, subscribe. I am going to be telling you which countries to visit and why, and what it feels like to be in that country and all the things. But I thought that it was so important that as I pick up this channel again, that I tell you about what I think. And the reason for that is I don't want your blackness to limit you. My God, it should never. I don't want your queerness to limit you. It should never. Yes, you might have to try harder. Yes, you might have to work twice as hard. But don't you dare not travel because you're black. Shit, travel because you're black. Travel because you're gay. Travel because you're from Africa. I want to see you tell the world your story. Please do it. And don't internalize these experiences of phobias you don't have. It's a phobia you don't have. Why is it your fucking issue? I feel like I preached to you a lot, and I really hope that you let it sit and you let it land, and you even let it, you think about it too, right? Like, people are like, I'm just not gonna travel, and they're from South Africa. I'm like, honey, we had apartheid. We have not fully recovered from that shit. What do you mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? That you're going to allow something that you have experienced at a scope of catastrophic levels limit you? Do you know what black South Africans survived? To then be like, nah, I'm not going to go away because people are racist. I know racism. I know real racism. I know that overt shit. Not that microaggression shit. I know that macroaggression shit. So I refuse to let it be something that tells me where I can and cannot go. That is the point of this video. It is none of your business. You don't deal with it because it's not something you have. I hope this made sense. I really, really do. I hope you understand the energy. I hope you understand the goal and the lesson I'm trying to share with you here. Tell me what you think in the comments. Again, please subscribe. Reach out if you need me for anything. If you need advice while traveling, if you want to book a coaching session, I am here and I would love to help you through all of that. Bye, guys.